Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a Thursday edition here in September of The Mop. That's right, the Moose Opinion Project. And what a joke it is. That's right, not this project. Well, it could be. You guys could say it's a joke, too. Whatever. As long as you listen, or if you don't, it's okay. I get to voice my opinion, and then we'll see what goes from there. The way things are going, who knows? Maybe I'll be blocked or turned in or whatever. But what a joke. So we're going after Stephen Colbert. We went now after Jimmy Kimmel. Good thing Johnny Carson wasn't around right now, I'd have to say, or David Letterman. I've never seen so many insensitive, or just so sensitive and everything else going on. Chris, but you don't understand. They're not honoring Charlie Kirk. No, what they did is all they're saying is that these things are becoming where MAGA wants to try to prove one thing and then they're doing something else. There has been multiple people now that are harassed or fired or let go because they just didn't say, oh, good, bow down to Charlie Kirk. There was no celebration for some of these. They stated the things like they didn't agree with them. Jamie Lee Curtis didn't agree or doesn't agree. Does she feel like it's a travesty? That, yes, these people aren't accepting the fact. They aren't saying, oh, great job. Yes, I have seen some. I have seen some, and yes, that is definitely wrong where you're dancing in the street that he's dead. Sorry. But holy shit, really? We can't sit and say, oh, I disagree with everything he has said. I don't like him. I disagree with him. And that's just what it is. And then you're let go because, oh, you disrespected Charlie Kirk. Somewhere along the line, we have to understand that people are trying to censor a lot of his critics. And by his critics, I'm talking Mr. Trump. And yes, if I don't call him Mr. Donald J. Trump, I'm sorry. And if I don't put the Mr. in there sometimes, I'm sorry. I don't respect the gentleman because, unfortunately to me, he's not a Christian man. He's not a worldly man. He is a bigot. He is a bend over for the rich and protect the almighty rich and make them richer. Charlie Kirk, I did not agree with. I didn't know who he was when he got shot. I heard Charlie Kirk got shot and I went, okay, I'll look him up. Oh, when I see his picture and his platform, I never watched him because I watched him a few times. I didn't agree with anything he said, so I didn't watch him. Do I think he deserved to get? No, he didn't deserve that. But the 3 cops that got shot last night didn't deserve it either. The 2 guys that are hanging from trees down south didn't deserve that, I'm pretty damn sure. And we've got people saying, it doesn't look suspicious to us. Really? Are you shitting me? How do you come to that conclusion with just that statement? It doesn't look suspicious. Okay. But then you got a family member that said he saw with broken arms and broken. Can you confirm that or deny that? Can you tell us more? Then, it didn't look suspicious. A person laying in the ditch dead. Doesn't look suspicious to me. So you just move on? What the hell is going on with our country? And that the Republicans the right wants to blame the left. Oh, they're full of hate. They're full of this. They're full of that. The Democrats are doing all of this. Have you seen what's coming out of the right? Oh, by the way, waste, fraud, and abuse. What do you think that guitar playing is going to cost us? Taxpayer money, by the way, is going to fix up the airplane that'll be ready in 2 years. They figure, worst case scenario, $1 billion. Best case scenario, 400 to 500 million. And you're all saying, well, that's just awesome. I mean, that's a plane and we got to have that. We need that. That's very important. And then people are justifying his actions, and then how welcomed he was at the UK. Looked pretty good there. See, that's the whole funny part is that nobody wants to admit their side is wrong. You want to just say, hey, if you are at all saying anything bad about the right, you are a bunch of hate-filled, nasty people that believe in killing babies, and you just don't. No, we don't. I have voted for both sides. Here's my stance on abortion. Okay? This is my stance. It is a lady's body. It is her choice. We are not killing them once they're out of the womb, as far as when they're, like some MAGA people believe. That's not happening. But it is a lady's choice. When a guy goes and rapes 3 or 4 women, do we just blow it off, or can we cut his nuts off? Probably not. People wouldn't like that at all. Or how about like what they do overseas and stuff for people that steal? Can we just start chopping fingers off and doing that kind of stuff? Oh no, that's not right, Chris. And I get it, with gun control, people are going to get guns just like they're going to get drugs. The drug problem has been happening long before Mr. Trump got in office, trying to say how this wall is going to stop that. Unless that wall goes to be about, 30,000 feet tall and goes 300 or 400 miles out into the ocean to where you're seeing them. Or are we just trying to stop a few? You're not going to stop with all the traffic coming across those borders. So instead of building the wall, just shut down the border as far as, sorry, we don't need border agents then anywhere. Just block it all off. There's no in and out. Can't go in and out. That sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? With the amount of traffic that's going, I don't care how many agents you have down there, you are going to get drugs brought through. And then a lot of it is being manufactured here in the United States, but we don't want to talk about that. We want to blame other countries for the drugs that are coming in. We aren't able to battle all the submarines. We're blowing up fishing boats. We're blowing up, and there were thousands, okay? Why isn't the lynching making huge news? And it was, from what we can see, because somebody hanging from a tree, I don't care. And one was white, one was black. What's the story? Or what's the story about everything that happened? Why are we not praising the kid and giving him a presidential medal that was laying on another student to protect her that got shot? Why are we treating a guy that was an influencer and he was a YouTuber? Why are we treating him with such high standards? Why? What makes him special that he gets treated so differently than people that are serving our country, that are actually federal employees or anything like that? And did you watch Mr. Patel's interview yesterday, or his testimony? Did anybody else just laugh? Because, I don't know. If somebody would ask me a question and it's a simple yes or no, and you answer it 17 different ways besides yes or no. See, this is where I get then messages now tomorrow of, Chris, you need to wake up. You're an idiot. You're dumb. You're stupid. No, I don't. Totally get it. And you can tell me they're cut from the same cloth, but a lot of them aren't. Because if that's the case, we're all cut from the same cloth. You know, yesterday I saw a very good thing that I've seen numerous times, and yet we seem to fail to relate it back, is that an eagle without a right wing won't fly. An eagle without a left wing won't fly. They need to work together. And we are so far frickin' apart. It's ridiculous. And when you have to have so many fundraisers and everything else for medical research, for any of this stuff, because our government fails to fund it, why are we being taxed on some, because we're given tax breaks to the ultra wealthy, believing that they're going to pass that money down? What happens when you give money, such as those bonuses we had gotten? Where does all that money go? Oh, that's right. The people in that bottom 10% spend all that money. They put it back into the system. Where did the money go that all these wealthy people get? Oh, they buy a yacht. They buy a jet. They go on 17 vacations. They own 3 lake homes and 1 place overseas. It doesn't stay here. They don't buy normal stuff. They don't go to Walmart. They don't go to a Tractor Supply. All these really wealthy people don't support the local economy. When are we going to do that? Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Tim. I work for a lot of poor people. And maybe it's not because I'm looking for the cash donation. It's for the heart part of it to help out. See, when you're a diehard Republican or a diehard Democrat, you forget about the person. You forget about the compassion, the heart, all of that above. And you look for the next thing that will distract to hopefully get your point across, and then you go another way. We have never tackled any, have you noticed that since the presidency took over? We start one thing, we move on, and then we'll start this, no, something else happened, then we move on. Grocery prices haven't changed. Gas prices haven't changed. People's attitudes towards each other definitely hasn't changed. Approval ratings have definitely changed, and not in the right direction. But here's what's going to happen, and I strongly believe this will happen, is our next president will be voted in, and if something changes and it gets for the better, it's going to say, well, at the end of his this is why. This is all the work we did before that now it worked. And this is why it's better. Is your life better currently, right now, than it was over 100 days ago? I don't believe it is. Especially mentality-wise, health-wise, just just ignore it, Chris. Just ignore it, it'll be fine. You'll be okay. It's pretty hard to ignore when you got people like the lady in Elkhorn. Look it up. In the school district of Elkhorn, a YouTube influencer stated that she was disrespecting Charlie Kirk. She was saying things about Charlie Kirk. She is getting death threats. She is getting told that she needs to quit. Oh, and you know what? He said, oh, sorry, I lied. Nope, didn't mean to say that about her. She didn't say those things. And she's still getting the death threats. So who's the crazy fucker? Who is the crazy one? Is that a right person, or, oh, that was probably somebody on the left side acting? I don't think so. And that's what's really pissing me off most. Is the right and the left have forced a lot of us into the middle of territory that is absolutely useless. Because of being in a third party where I care and I am compassionate about the people around me. And to go along with what Tim is saying on my here is I've never worked for a poor person or been paid. I've busted my ass for a lot of rich people and never been paid for it either. And some of them have admitted to me after that, Chris, we didn't do anything different because we got pretty well lucky there of you busted your ass. We didn't have to. You made us a lot of money. Why change it? Why offer you a raise? Why offer you more money? Why give you this? Why give you that? You were working on limits. So I have worked for a lot of wealthy people and not paid accordingly to the money that kept getting them richer. So it goes both ways. But you know, when you see somebody that does a YouTube event for somebody that can't afford lawn care and they're getting their yard and they're getting fines from the city and they're all on disability or they're on Social Security, and you see them harassed by people and law and saying you can't do that, that's not right. See, that's what's wrong with the world. There is far less compassion, empathy, hoping for the best for people. It is a lot of looking at each other of saying, what can I do to make myself rich, wealthy, and who do I have to step on to get there? That's the problem. If you're not there, Glenn Campbell said it best. Listen to one of his songs. When somebody is along the road and struggling, you need to just walk aside and make sure they know you're there to support them. Till you have a major medical event. And some people don't even change then. Some people have faced death before, and they still turn out to be a big asshole. But when you got to learn how to walk and talk and hope that your arm works again, or hope that you can do that, and then you're trying to do projects at home where you get pissed off because you keep dropping nails and screws, and the only good thing about this is I can hold a nail on the wall for a picture and smash it with a hammer. I don't feel it. That's the only good thing. So maybe that's part of my problem too, is that I'm sympathetic to people and I see through the bullshit of people that don't give one rat's ass about the common folk. That's where I'm at. And if you don't like what I say, it's okay. If you don't like where I'm going with this, that's okay. I have a part of me that says I am here to offer the best case scenario for anyone and everyone. As long as they are respectful to me, I am respectful to them. But when you start getting people fired because of the lies and the phone calls, and then you have a vice president says, hey, if you see any of this disrespect, call their boss. Get them fired. It's a great thing. Oh, by the way, there's a website now that's going to show 40,000 people that disrespected Charlie Kirk. And again, I'm not talking about the ones that are dancing and singing and praising that. Because he was a father. He was a husband. But if we're going to go down that scenario, then George Floyd, just because he was a criminal, doesn't mean it changes about the kids that didn't choose the lifestyle their dad took, or the wife that was taken because of the choices of he made. There are still human beings involved in that man's loss. And then where is the outrage for what happened in Minnesota, for where the firebomb took place at the man's house, to where these people that were lynched in the tree, to where people are getting shot in schools? Where is all that correlate to Charlie Kirk? And why is all of a sudden his store, he's getting the Medal of Honor and he's getting all of this publicity and, oh, he is a great man of faith. He was a Christian that brought so many people. He also, I guarantee you, probably pushed a lot away from the Christian life. Guaranteed. Well, Chris, that's what the Bible says is going to happen. Yes, and the Bible says that there will be a man that comes that will persuade many to a false prophet. Be careful. Keep your eyes open. Make sure you know where you're headed. And like I've said before, just because you say you are a Christian doesn't necessarily mean anything. I don't think Christ is looking down saying, yep, that one's providing faith by saying he's a Christian. However, everything he sees behind closed door or around it proves that he is not. Just because you have a garage, and I'm going to say it again, does not mean you are a mechanic. And just because you own a chainsaw does not mean you are a logger. It means you could cut down a tree possibly if you know how to use it. And you could have a box full of tools. Doesn't matter. I have a shit ton of tools at home. But I can't work on a whole lot. I can tear shit apart like no tomorrow. But I can't put a lot of it back together. I truly hope everyone has a great day and they also have a blessed day. We are not guaranteed tomorrow by any means. We're not guaranteed the next hour. Trust me, I know how that works. As far as not the final outcome, but I know how drastically quick your life can change. Took about 1 hour for me to have to learn how to walk, talk, and use my left side again. And a whole lot of rehab and a whole lot of those kind of things. I have a feeling that people aren't understanding the difference between disagreeing with somebody and hating and disrespecting somebody. You can disagree with a lot of people. There's a lot of people that disagree with me and get pissed off about what I say. But does that mean you should lose your job? When does that happen? When do you reach a point? When do I reach a point? Where do I have to be on the scale to where if somebody says hateful things about me, they get fired? They lose their job. They lose their income. Honestly, sit down and listen to the Patel information yesterday, and you'll be utterly shocked by anybody. And yes, I know, but Chris, they're cut from the same cloth. No, they're not. They're human beings, expect to be a job, and be honest about it and answer fucking directly. Yes or no? Did you say this? Well, I didn't say it directly that way. I didn't really. No, I did not say it that way. I said it this way. Oh, it's just worded different. Well, I'm not going to say that to you. See? It's not hate as much as frustration because I was raised differently. I was raised that if your mom or your dad or an elder in your community asked you a question, police officer, whatever it may be, asked you a question, you answered it directly and honestly. But we're used to not doing that with our wives, to whatever it may be. And that's what's been done. My wife knows if she asks me how many drinks I had at bowling, which, by the way, I have not had one drink at all this whole year. I drink very seldom anymore because I get so pissed off after I've had a few that I just know it's better I don't. Because life changes. Life turns differently. Love who I bowl with, love all of that. But this world we're in right now is in a world of hurt. And Chris, it's been in a world. Yeah, I know that. But see, that's the part you guys don't understand, is damage up here messes with it every day, and I get exhausted just listening. Well, just ignore it. You frickin' can't. You can't turn your phone on. You can't turn the TV on. Can't turn the radio on. Because people continue to talk about it. And they want to prove who's right, who's wrong. No, that kid got all goofed up at college. In the one semester he was there, he got all twisted. I went to St. Cloud State for 2 years. I'll tell you what, I got influenced to drink a lot, and I did that well. He was at a conservative college. Well, it was his trans. Oh, now we're going to blame the trans on that. And we're going to blame the relationships. What I'm going to blame is, I'm guessing his conservative father, when he had his talk with his son, who now was in a relationship with a guy that was turning girl, it probably didn't go well. I'm going to ask you that. If your kids came home today and said, hey, I'm in love with somebody of the same sex, I wonder how that conversation would go for most of you. See, I have a daughter that is with a daughter, and they're married. As long as my daughter is happy and treated well, that's all I can ask. Well, Chris, she's going to go to hell. You know what? As long as my daughter is happy and living life to the fullest, and somebody loves her back, life is good with that. And I think that's not how it's going to go with a lot of people that say they are Christians and they care. Instead, we're going to cut them off and throw them away. And that is not Christ-like, I don't think. So, that's where I'm at today. Yeah, I'm pissed off and full of things. And a lot of it has to do with, A, you can't listen to a comedian anymore because obviously they're spreading whatever. They're comedians. Laugh about it. That's what they're supposed to do. Jimmy Kimmel is not part of the news. Stephen Colbert is not part of the news. Johnny Carson wasn't part of the news. They are comedians. Stand-up comedians. All do it. They pick up what's different today. As tomorrow, what goes on in politics is wide open. And yet, let's hop on the bandwagon and try to get them fired, suspended. So it sounds to me like we're going to get to listen to a bunch of boring ass shit that won't make anybody laugh anymore. Let's just face it. The Orange Mango Militia, probably. You know, I'm waiting to get banned from here, I guess. Whatever it may be. If you're going to get me for opposing Donald Trump, yes, I oppose every minute of it because I don't see where he's benefiting anybody but the rich. Hence why I'm doing my fundraiser, hence why I'm doing this stuff for medical research that is going to be cut. So, have a great day. I will have one after this. This is why I do this, so I can vent. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow morning. And again, if you scroll on by, scroll on by. If you agree, thank you. If you don't agree, thank you. That's what it's about. You can say the stuff you want to me. You can message me, do whatever you want. I'm okay with it. All I care for is that you take time to bless somebody today. You take time to help somebody move forward. You help those to succeed in life. That's what the mop's about. That's what my mom would have wanted. She wanted the best for most. Yes, she held a lot of grudges. That's one thing I don't do. I don't hold a grudge. I just cut it off. It's not called a grudge. If you tell me to go fuck myself, to do whatever, we're done talking. And yes, language today, not good, but it'll be okay. I'll get through it. So take time to bless somebody today. Thanks for tuning into the Mop, and we will talk tomorrow morning.